Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Cedar Skier Podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Cedarquist, coming to you live from Leadville, Colorado, 10,000 feet. Here we are. This is the fourth fastest and largest growing Nordic ski-specific podcast in all of Lake County. And our World Cup interviews continue today with Laura Gimmler. Last week, we spoke to Coletta Ridzek, who came in fourth in the overall sprint standings, and right behind her was her teammate and friend, Laura Gimmler. Gimmler achieved her first World Cup podium at 31 in Cognac back in February. So, of course, we had to reflect just a little bit on her late blooming career and overcoming previous challenges or obstacles to achieve that podium finish. She credited her coach, Per Nielsen, for fostering a positive training environment and using innovative methods that have really helped her improve her performance. Gimmler doesn't consider herself to be on the way out yet, and coming into this Olympic year, our conversation centered around how she plans to aim for personal bests and podium finishes in the season to come. We hope you enjoy this show with Laura Gimmler. Kick out of it, so I'm glad to have you joining our show and helping me out.
Thank you.
Yes. So I want to talk a little bit about last year first. You had your first World Cup podium in Cognac last February, I think, right? For your career?
Yeah.
At 31 years old. And we talk about patience in the sport. We're big fans of Rosie Brennan and how she kind of was a late bloomer. Can you speak to that, like how it relates to your story, kind of reaching that pinnacle a little bit later?
Yes. I always felt that I have a lot of or more potential and that I'm a late developer. So I always hoped for a podium one day, and I had a lot of fourth and fifth places the last years, and sometimes it was really close, but never enough for the podium. So yeah, there was a point I was not sure if I will ever make it in my career, the little step until the top three. But yeah, finally I did it last winter, and I appreciate that a lot. It's a very special feeling to be on a podium, and I don't know if it happens again, but I have it, and I will always keep it in my heart and my memories, and I'm very motivated to fight for it again. And yeah, it's never too late.
Yeah.
Like Rosie maybe say.
Yeah. Were there ever moments in your career even where you thought, all right, I'm just not going to get there? Because we see skiers retire, right, in their late 20s. That's not that uncommon. So what kind of made you stick at it?
Some weeks earlier at the Tour de Ski, I made the fifth place in a classic sprint. And that day I thought, when I was in the final, some minutes before the start, I thought, okay, today or never, because a lot of sprinters are missing, and that's my chance. And I'm strong on this course, and I thought today or never. And I started like this, and I raced like this, and I was so focused on the result and not so much on what I want to do, where am I strong in. And then I finished as fifth, and I was so sad, so disappointed. And it took some hours to be okay again. And from that moment on, I think I learned a lot there. And the week after in Les Rousses, in France at the World Cup, there was a classic sprint again, and I focused just on what I'm strong in, and I did my work, and I finished as fourth. But then I was really satisfied with myself because I knew I gave 100%, and I did no mistakes, and I did everything good. And the fourth is the best I can achieve that day. And so I think this fifth place in Val di Fiemme, I learned a lot. And then the next classic sprint, I finished as the third. So, yeah.
Is some athletes, it seems like, even if they're good in their later stages of their career, I shouldn't even say early 30s is that late. I'm 34, and I'm still feeling like I get better each day, right? But this is kind of my question for you is, do you feel like physically and mentally and tactically you're always kind of climbing? Or as you've gotten older, do you feel like, I've kind of lost a step here, but I'm smarter and I make up for it in other areas? Like, how do you view yourself as an athlete as you've been aging?
I'm still very motivated. And so I don't know, I don't feel like super old or something.
Yeah.
And of course, there are older ones. Last winter in Davos, there were three 36-year-old on the podium. So
right.
there are much older ones.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, as long as you're fresh in the mind, and I have a good team around me, like Coletta, for example, especially in sprint, and we push us together a lot in the training, and we can learn a lot from each other. And Per is a really strong coach, Per Nilsson from Sweden, and as long as I have these people around me and everybody is motivated in improving, as long I think I can improve and there is more possible. And yeah, I think we are not at the limit so far.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're talking like that. I've been worried if you would have talked the other way.
Yeah.
um, okay, so you have been in the German Ski Federation, for 9 seasons, I guess, on the World Cup. I'm curious, like, how has Team Germany evolved? You mentioned your coach Per, and like, how long has he been around? Has there been consistent messaging and coaching and goals and training approaches, or have you really seen things ebb and flow and shift a bunch over your time there?
I think we are improving a lot as a team, or I don't think so. You can see it clearly in the results. We
Yeah.
are a really strong team now, and Per did a lot for that. He's now the 4th year in Germany, and I don't know. It's of course in the end it's still cross country training. It's always more or less the same, but um, he talks different to us than German coaches, and yeah, of course that's really motivating. Then technically it was for sure different, and yeah, he has a lot of knowledge, and I don't know, it's always fun to train. I think that's very important. I don't know, we are fresh in the mind, and uh, yeah, he has a lot of ideas. He's a really good coach from the human side and from what he knows. So yeah, I
Do,
would say everything is perfect,
yeah,
if that's okay to say.
that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
What did he change from a training standpoint for you guys on the sprint side, if anything?
Yeah, I think we did a lot, or I improved a lot in the core, in the strength, to bring it on the skis. And technically, it happened a lot with Per. And yeah, I don't know. It's always like before, we always had German coaches and always switched them a little bit, and it's always more or less the same. And now he comes from Sweden and he has a lot of ideas, and tells us a lot of stories about the Swedish girls and the Swedish coaches. And that's for sure always very interesting. But yeah, we are, I think we are training more intensity, a lot more intensity than before, and not so much more hours. I think that is a little bit the same than before. And yeah, he has a lot of ideas, and that's good. Yeah.
What's sort of the cornerstone workout for you where you're fit? That kind of comes from now that you've kind of been under him for a while. Like, is there something he leans into to kind of the man maker workout, so to speak, the one where it's like, okay, let's see where we're at, kind of a thing, or and I don't know if there isn't that some other way you can kind of describe his training approach there from the intensity side of things.
That's a really difficult question. um, yeah, I think the sprint intervals, and when we especially when I do it against the other sprinters like Coletta, and you feel
Yeah.
you have a good day. The others are maybe a little bit tired to follow, then you're in shape. And um, yeah, but we have not a special session.
Okay.
Maybe a ski erg sprint we do every autumn. That's the toughest thing I did, or we ever did. It's tougher than every race.
What is
Yeah,
that? A what test?
a ski erg
Oh,
sprint,
okay.
at the
Okay.
ski erg
Yeah,
concept
yeah.
two. Yeah, prologue, and then 3 or 4 heats. That's so crazy. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
So who
That's
you mentioned you're training with Coletta as well? There's who else is in the Oberstdorf like camp that you work out with every day or regularly?
Yeah. There's Pia Fink, Sophie Krehl, and Lena Keck, and Katharina Hennig.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a
yeah.
big core group of it. Who's the one who kind of like is the work ethic leader of that group? You know, the one who's the consistent, stable. Or are you all kind of the same? Like, is there someone? Katarina has some medals on her resume, but that doesn't always say who's kind of like the one guiding the ship, right? Every day at practice. Is there someone like that, or how do you guys kind of? What's the dynamic between you?
I think, of course, everybody is doing its best, and nobody is. We are not lazy or
Yeah.
I don't know, taking a rest when we shouldn't. But Katarina is training the most.
Okay.
She yeah, she trains the most, and but that's for me as a sprinter not the point.
Sure.
I don't know. Yeah,
Well,
I'm more comparing with Coletta always, and who try to yeah improve different than Katarina maybe.
I asked Coletta like what she kind of went back when she goes back to the drawing board in the off season, to try to match the Jana Sundling explosiveness, what Sundling has done to the sprint game. What's that been like for you? What sort of things have you really tried to hone in on and focus the off season to improve?
um, I think I worked a lot again on my double pole. It's already my strength, but I had a knee problem this summer, so I had to work a lot on double pole. But it's also good. You don't need to work on the weak parts. It's also good to get stronger on the strong parts. So
Sure.
that's what I did. And yeah, maybe I next off season I can do some long distance races, but that's not the main focus at the moment. Now
Ooh,
it's for sure the World Cup and the Olympics.
yeah, I
Yeah.
like that though. That's fun. I like little ski classics in there if you can.
Yeah.
You'd probably be good at that. Actually, that leads me to my next question though. What's your strength? With Coletta, she was mentioning top end speed. She feels pretty good about that element of it. But is there a certain course or a certain sub technique or element that you lean into as a sprinter or as a skier in general?
Yeah, for sure the classic technique, and there I think I'm really strong in the double polling,
Okay.
especially when it's not super fast, like a little bit ugly, like 1 degree uphill. Or I really like Drammen and Lerus and courses like that.
Okay.
And but I also really like long distance races, classics. So I hope I can make it maybe to the 50K in the Olympics in the end. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
as a little
interesting.
extra.
No, I mean, because like you were eighth in the sprint standings in 2023 and fifth last year, but you've never actually competed in a sprint event at the Olympics, and you had a 10th in the 30K at 2021 Worlds. And I'm like thinking to myself, like, okay, maybe I got to think back. Laura Gimmler, is she someone who likes to be in the mass start because she can kind of be there at the end, or likes the actual distance element? Like, how do you view yourself? Do you have a best event in discipline? Is it Spring Classic, or do you feel like you've got some range there? The mass starts are good as well.
No, the classic sprint is my highlight or the thing I focus on. But
Yeah,
for sure, also the team sprint together with Coletta,
yeah.
we had a victory and we are dreaming a little bit, and I think that's okay. And yeah, then after the relay, I really. I think a little bit about the 50K, but you have to see the shape and also the shape of the team and if it makes sense, but why not?
Yeah. No, that's cool. So
Yeah.
you and Coletta must be good friends. Are you good friends off the snow too? Like she likes Lord of the Rings, I guess. Do you guys like watch fantasy shows together, or what's your thing that you bring to the friendship?
No, I'm
Now she's
not a
probably
Lord
there,
of
just
the
getting
Rings
embarrassed.
fan. No, no, no.
Okay.
But yeah, we watch the moment we watch Game of Thrones together, and
Yeah.
yeah, um, we don't watch always series together, but sometimes, but
Okay.
not Lord of the Rings. But we have also a lot of fun besides the treks. Not only we're not only friends by skiing.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, that's very cool to hear. I mean, like the American women talked about having this cohesion too. It seems like the Germans are really, really strong right now and have some depth too coming up, which is exciting. That they're probably going to be good here for the next few years. I'm feeling. I want to ask you a little bit about just this season specifically. How's the fitness and form, and what are your main objectives for the year? Either performances on the World Cup or Olympics.
That's a really tough question because just the day before the first race, it's sometimes a little bit difficult to say, and you never know where you are standing. And I'm really curious, But yeah, I always say we will not get worse from the work we did. So I hope we are at least at the same place and then we improve. And I want to be in the best shape for the Olympics. And I always have a really good shape kick after Tour de Ski. So I want to do the Tour de Ski because it works very well for me. And I think that's a good plan. So I'm not too stressed for the first World Cups, but for sure I need to qualify for the Olympics. So I should be not too bad at least. And
Sure.
then I hope for the best shape at the Olympics. I think every athlete wants to be there. So yeah. Yeah.
Well, sorry, my dog's barking in the background. What would make you what would make you satisfied with this season?
Whew, uh, maybe satisfied. Yeah. Another podium on the World Cup or a medal at the Olympics
Yeah.
would be nice. For sure. It's cool to, it's nice to be good and top 10, but of course, to have an emotional peak is always a good thing.
Do,
Yeah.
do you know how many more years you plan on skiing, or is that still kind of TBD? Like even looking at your career maybe earlier, I don't know if you thought of like, oh, at this point I want to start do a different career, or become a mom, or something like that. Like, do you have
Yeah.
some thoughts like that on your career trajectory here?
No, not so far. I'm pretty sure that I go for 2 more seasons, so Falun. And then we will see. It's difficult in my age to say I go until there, or you never know, and it always have to make sense and to be fun and to
Yeah.
improve and then we will see. I can't say that now, but I have not a big dream to get mom the next 2 years. So
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting too.
yeah,
Like in American athletes, not a lot of them are married, like have spouses. I don't even know if any like had a kid in their World Cup career, right? Like that's super
yeah.
rare. Other sports, sometimes you see in track that's occasionally. Faith Kipierre gone right, went and had a couple kids and came back and won Olympic gold medals. So like, yeah, that's always kind of an interesting dynamic. Where I was wondering if on the European side, are there more people who are married? Like I saw Katerina got married this April. You know, like is that common in some of the other teams where it's just more secret? We just wouldn't see it in the press. Are you
No,
married?
she's the first. No, I'm not married. I'm not
Okay.
engaged.
Okay.
I'm nothing at the moment.
You are not nothing. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. But no, she's the only one who is married, and Anna Maria Dietze is engaged.
Okay.
That's very fresh, but
Yeah.
that's it. Yeah,
Yeah, it's full
yeah,
time commitment. All right.
yeah.
Before I let you go, I want to close with something kind of goofy here. So here's your goofy fun question. All right. If you could have a meal with any three people in history, alive or dead, who would they be? You get to share one meal with three people from history.
Oh wow, that's a tough question.
And while you're thinking about it,
um,
I'm admitting Pia into the chat room here, so she'll get to hear you answering it. Hold on one second, Pia. We posed the final question to Laura. She's getting the if she could have one meal with three people from history, who would they be? So we'll see what she says.
Sorry, it wasn't working. I
Oh,
didn't understand you.
oh, I have one last question to Laura here, so then I gotta let her go. So you'll just have to sit tight and listen quick. All right, go ahead, Laura.
Yeah,
Three persons. Mm, 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 mm. Alexander Zverev, maybe. Um, Jamal Musiala.
Wait, I don't know who either of these people are. Who are these people?
Alexander Zverev is a German tennis player.
Okay.
Jamal Musiala is a hot German soccer player from FC Bayern München.
Okay.
And the third person, wen nehme ich noch, Pia?
Who's that?
Mm. No,
Oh.
I asked Pia who is the third.
Oh,
Who's
sorry.
going to be the third? Um, sorry, I'm slow.
No, this is good.
Wow, I'm stuck in my head.
You need to have your great,
Um,
great, 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 great grandma at this meal too to give you wise advice. Now that you have these two gentlemen at the meal, right? She can give you.
yeah.
I've always wondered that, like someone who's related to me that I've never met. No, do you got one? It's okay. Two. You gave us two pretty good ones.
Yeah, I take my grandma. I take my grandma.
There you
She's
go.
dead, so that would be nice.
Oh, perfect. All right, Laura, I
Yeah.
appreciate it. I appreciate it, and best of luck here this weekend, and Ruka as well. Right?
Thank
We'll see
you.
you there.
Yeah, see you there.
Okay, awesome. I appreciate
Good.
it.
Ciao, good luck.
Thank you for joining us for this edition of the Cedar Skier podcast. And big thanks to Laura Gimmler for being so gracious with her time and answering our questions. Next week, we have a couple more members of the German World Cup team. Pia Fink joins the show, as does Katharina Hennig. So please come on back to cedarskier.com for those episodes. If you liked them, hit like, click subscribe, or tell a friend. Or if the spirit so moves you, become a member of Grip Wax Nation today. You can join that by clicking on the link in the show description notes below. All right, everyone, that'll do it for today's episode. Keep on striving, keep on skiing. Perfect.